In theory, I'm sure you heard that the more money you make, the richer you are. But in real life, the more money you make, the more money you just spend. So let's change this because it's something fully actionable and is in our power. Take a look here. When you address this question, why am I not rich? There are two main possible answers. Either you're not making enough money or you're just spending too much. Now let's concentrate on spendings because here there's always something going on. Stay with me a little longer and I'll explain how I managed in 2023 to increase my yearly wealth by 25.5%, though I didn't make more money. Here we don't do theory, but we apply it into practice. And for this, I'll give you a plan that combines the 50-30-20 rule, tools that you can use, and a set of clear steps. So you may be wondering where to start to be wealthier. Step number 1 is to understand where your money are going. I was overspending and I used credit cards to cover it, and though me and my husband were making pretty good money, by the end of the month we were spending all. So that had to stop and we started to write down all of our spendings. We used a share note and we put it there, all of our expenses. Step number 2 means to do a budgeting. If you're interested in personal finance, you've probably heard so far that budgeting is essential to achieving financial independence, and it's a simple solution to a very complex issue. By understanding your monthly inflows and outflows of cash, you can identify where you're spending too much and you can cut down those expenses. Budgeting is meant to force us to confront what we might not want to know. Now, how to apply this budgeting into practice? Well, here comes the 50-30-20 rule. That is pretty basic. What does it mean? It means to allocate expenses by category like this. 50% goes to satisfying your needs, 30% goes to wants, and 20% goes to savings. Again, those figures are pure theoretically, and once you classify your expenses, today's budget might look a little different. Here comes a big trap into which we all fall, and this trap is the fact that we consider needs most of our wants. So let's just split and define them. What are wants and what are needs? That's step number 3. What do we include into the needs category? Here we have regular living expenses like housing, that is mortgages or rent. We have utilities, we have insurances, groceries. In fact, here are all the basic needs that you cannot live without. Now let's define wants, because it's getting very interesting. In this category, we include all of our desires. It's a need to have food, but it is a want to dining out. You need to have clothes, but it's a desire to have brand clothes. Now see the difference? We have shopping, we have dining, we have hobbies, and we have holidays. This category is fully actionable by us, and until you make a real split between needs and wants can easily be fallen under the category of needs. So in my case, my budget was far from those desired figures. After the first allocation of my money, from 85% for needs and 15% for wants, I realized that just a little over 60% were my family needs, and the rest of 40% were the wants. I'll take you now to step number 4. Pay yourself first. Build your wealth by creating your saving and investing fund. Here you should allocate at least 20% of your money. So when I got the money, I started celebrating myself first by allocating 20% of my income to savings and investments that turned out to generate a return of investment of 5.5 annually. Not bad, I may say. To be honest, when seeing my deposit growing, I could accept more easily to shop less and to prioritize what I was shopping. You could imagine that creating the saving fund has affected my wants list, but I could do it happily, as was fully assumed. In my country, there is an idiom that is hundreds of years old, and I'll translate it word for word in English, as I don't know to be a similar one. It sounds like this: start saving your money when the bag is full, not when you hit the bottom of the bag. It's what my grandfather was telling me when I was a child, and now I can totally understand its meaning. If you have a favorite quote, a favorite saying about money that you really like, please leave it in the comments. I know that what I presented so far sounds like common sense, but until you create a monthly budget, breaking it down to figures close as possible to 50, 30, 20, you'll not see the benefits for your wealth. Do you know that 73% of people don't regularly follow a budget? If you're part of this group of people, I encourage you to step out as soon as possible, because a budget can help you control spendings, avoid debts, and grow your wealth. If you appreciate my information, just give a like and subscribe. And if you have a friend or a family member who would benefit of this information, I don't ask anything in return, just share this video because it could change his life. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you in my every Tuesday videos.